Bossman Trump is coming in very, very hot with this legislation, this executive order he's just signed. It's got huge implications for this market, but a lot of people are surprised that we've actually seen initial dumps from this stuff, and I'm going to be covering why I think this stuff has been happening in the crypto market and where I think we could be going. And more importantly, we're going to be covering his actual executive order that he's put in here. I've lost the tab. It's right here. This is his actual strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. And you know what? I've actually got a hot take on this about Dubai and the USA and a couple other things. It's going to be a really, really exciting one. If you are excited for it, do me a favor and smash up those likes. Double check, of course, that you are subscribed. And while you are down there, you're going to get tons of bonuses with the exchanges links down below. All you need to do is deposit and start trading using these links, and you're going to get free money in your account. Any profits that you generate are going to be yours to keep. Check them out if you're not from a restricted region. But bringing it back to the video, first of all, just in terms of price impact, it's been lackluster. Bitcoin's basically at the same place. Bitcoin's actually in a really bullish place, and we're going to get to the Bitcoin price analysis in a minute here because I think it's arguably more interesting. I don't know, maybe not actually. No, I think with this what we've seen today, I think the fundamental stuff is actually more important. But the price impact has been limited. We've seen Bitcoin's dominance go up to 59%. Ethereum basically died against Bitcoin in these last 24 hours, and I want to put this in perspective for you. It was back in November that Ethereum bottomed out here at 0.32 BTC per token, and we swept that low, and we swept it again just today. So really a very, very, very rough market right now. In general, Trump coin itself has very nearly entered the buy zone that I was telling you guys about just in the last YouTube video. So again, those of you subscribed, getting a lot of very, very useful time-sensitive content. So just make sure you've got that bell icon checked as well. But we're going to come back to this stuff in just a minute. The first thing I want to do is take a look at this. This is, Trump has been making a lot of executive orders in the last, 3 days since he's been elected. Since he was inaugurated. And since then, and by the way, it's all been great stuff, stuff that I won't, I mean, as a YouTuber, crypto, I don't really want to start talking politics too much because first of all, it makes me look stupid. That happens too. But second of all, because you don't want to hear it, right? But a lot of this stuff is quite universally beautiful. And more importantly, it's stuff that I strongly stand by from first principles. And that's the reason that I very, very proudly can come behind the camera, come behind the microphone today and talk about this stuff. And it's why I think it's so important. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut all the bullshit. I don't want to show you the stuff that's not super relevant. Right here, section 1, AI. We've got what a beautiful paragraph. Listen to this. We've got their intention is to protect and promote the ability of individual citizens and private sector entities alike to access and use for lawful purposes open public blockchain networks without persecution, and this is the best part, including the ability to develop and deploy software, to participate in mining and validating, to transact with other persons without unlawful censorship. Holy shit, ladies and gents. That is big. He just pardoned Ross Ulbricht, Ulbricht, I don't know if I said his name properly, the guy that created Silk Road. And by the way, I want to make something very, very clear. A lot of people are why are we letting this guy out that was selling drugs? Look, labeling the founder of Silk Road, which was actually created for a bunch of shit, probably not, I don't know the specifics, but probably not even for drugs, probably more just, being a fucking Bitcoin, marketplace basically, where you can buy anything, which is actually really, really cool. Saying that he's responsible for drugs or assassins or whatever, I'm about to get fucking demonetized, but saying that he's responsible for all of that stuff is the equivalent of saying that Mark Zuckerberg is responsible for any, terrorism that's posted on his platform, right? Or saying that Pavel Durov is responsible for it if it's on Telegram, right? And you might actually agree with that take if you're European, if you're in the EU, but if you've got a pair of fucking balls, you're going to have a problem with stuff like that, because if you didn't do it and you just provided a platform that anybody can use and a lot of people used it innocently, then how the hell can you be labeled responsible? So this is huge because that's what they tried to do with Silk Road, and to maintain self-custody of digital assets. This is also extremely important, okay? The country that is internationally known for being so historically significant to seize everybody's physical gold is the United States, right? It's probably happened in other countries before as well. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The United States prides itself as being a completely free country, and yet the United States is the country that outlawed holding physical gold, okay? And they bought it back at a fixed price, and citizens couldn't negotiate that price, and if they didn't have a problem, then fuck you, you're going to jail, right? That's what it was. And so the fact that this is also inside of his executive order is huge, right? It's absolutely enormous. These are the two most important things, I think, maybe in the whole document. The fact that you can transact with other persons without unlawful censorship and to maintain self-custody. Now, to be clear, this does mean that lawful censorship, is going to be allowed, I guess. I don't know. They're very wriggly and slimy, these politicians. So I don't know, but it's a very, very strong start, and it definitely deserves to be celebrated. Moving on, promoting and protecting the sovereignty of the United States dollar, including through actions to promote the development and growth of lawful and legitimate dollar-backed stablecoins worldwide. So basically promoting and protecting the sovereignty of the United States by helping stablecoins that play by our rules to be legitimate. So that's definitely, we're going to see a lot more USD-based stablecoin action, and that's going to be very, very interesting. Now, USDT is no longer a crypto thing, for example, and it hasn't been for a while. It's more of a government thing. Moving on. Protecting and promoting fair and open access to banking services for all law-abiding individual citizens and private sector entities alike. So it doesn't clarify that this is for people that engage in crypto, but the implication is clear. And the banking sector, just like Mark Zuckerberg and everybody else that's been questionable over the last years, have been coming out and saying that, we actually wanted to be better for the consumers, but we couldn't because of regulations. And, my hot take on this, since we're dropping hot takes today, is that whether it's Mark Zuckerberg or other people, I believe that there is a lot of truth to those statements. I'm not saying that there's complete truth to those statements. I know that Mark was doing a lot of very bad stuff that he shouldn't have been doing during the previous administration as well, and he did it with a proud face, and I know that that's absolutely horrific, but I do firmly believe that a factor was definitely the government just overstepping, or the government doing things that they shouldn't have done. And I think the fact that that might be easing off now, you might actually see these people playing in ways that we like a little bit more, because we are much more pure capitalists, I guess. If you're in crypto, you might deny it, but you are a very pure capitalist if you're in crypto. So if you weren't, you would be in the stock market, right? Where things are a little bit more controlled, and but you're not. You're in crypto. So people will deny it, but they just don't know what definitions of these things are. Moving on, providing regulatory. Though I'm a little bit too British today. Providing regulatory clarity and certainty built on technology neutral regulations, frameworks that account for emerging technologies, transparent decision making. This is a bit of a stretch. I don't know if the government can move this quickly. And well-defined jurisdictional regulatory boundaries, all of which are essential to supporting a vibrant and inclusive digital economy and innovation in digital assets, permissionless blockchains, and distributed ledger technologies. So beautiful. He's just telling us everything that we want to hear. I mean, it's maybe almost too good to be true, but we'll see. Let's carry on here. And then V, taking measures to protect Americans from the risk of CBDCs. What's up? Let's fucking go. That is huge, which threaten the stability of the financial system, individual privacy, and sovereignty of the United States. Oh my God. That is just absolutely beautiful, including by prohibiting the establishment, issuance, circulations, and use of a CBDC within the jurisdiction of the United States. GG, ladies and gents. I don't know how legally binding this stuff is. I don't know how, a sneaky government, which the United States certainly has, can get around stuff like this, right? Because, they just sneak shit in that's like literally against the Constitution. Many, many governments do it. We know this. It's been exposed so clearly. So, maybe this doesn't happen, but again, we're 3 days in and we're seeing all of the right signs, right? I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be like, super negative when everything's looking good. I'm going to be the guy that's actually like, you know what, we're looking good. I mean, it's a good start. Let's see if it continues, and I'm going to do everything I can. I mean, I can't do anything in this situation, but I'm just saying, like, in a more kind of general setting, I'm that guy. Like, I'm the guy that's like, I'm going to do everything I can to make it true. And, hopefully it is. And if it's not, then my expectations weren't high, right? I think that's the best way to be happy. And I think it's also the best way to get what you want out of life. A big thing that I want you guys to keep in mind, if there's only one takeaway that you have from this so far 10-minute video, it should be that bulls, optimists, make money, okay? Optimists make money. Pessimists and bears they just sound intelligent. Okay, so you might want to sound intelligent as well. That's completely fine. But more than that, hopefully you want money. Okay, because you're in this game. Okay, you're a crypto trader. So as long as we're kind of very, very clear and upfront about our priorities, we understand that there's actually more money in being an optimist. So very, very good stuff there. Now, definitions, just some, basic definitions of things that we already do know, including the CBDC stuff. And so that's kind of, that's a lot of it. We've got a little bit of, who's going to be doing what, in this executive order, establishment of the President's Working Group on Digital Asset Markets. There is hereby established within the National Economic Council, the President's Working Group on Digital Asset Markets Working Group. The working group shall be chaired by the Special Advisor for AI and Crypto. In addition to the chair, the working group shall include the following officials or their designees. And that's just, again, a list of, fairly important, positions in the government. I say just, it's really not just anything. And then, just kind of carrying on here about how they will be working. So, not too important. Prohibition of CBDCs. Except to the extent required by law, agencies are hereby prohibited from undertaking any action to establish, issue, or promote CBDCs within the jurisdiction of the United States or abroad. So this is where, you kind of start to lose it. And it's like, well, you can say that, you can say that there's an exceptional time right now. That's what they did when they... I'm getting too demonetized here. That's what happened in 2002, right? So there's a lot that's I don't even know if this video can go on YouTube. I'll be honest. I'll put this on Twitter and stuff as well. We'll put it on YouTube. We'll see. Hopefully YouTube can take it. And then except to the extent required by law, any ongoing plans or initiatives at any agency related to the creation of CBDC within the jurisdiction of the United States shall be immediately terminated. And this is the thing, like this could excuse the CIA, for example, right? That wouldn't be surprising. So, or NSA even. So, there's a lot that, needs to be examined here, and I'm not the guy for it. But what we have here is me showing you the most beautiful executive order for a crypto trader, crypto investor, and then just telling you where you might want to sprinkle a little bit of salt because it might not be completely true. So to me, that just sounds like really good, really responsible journalism. But I don't know, you tell me. This is my take on how to do stuff like this. I've been, studying how journalists do what they do for a very, very long time, and I've been doing it myself in my own ways on YouTube. And I really think that the best thing to do is just state the facts and tell people what they should be aware of, where they might want to look for a little bit more context, and then it's on you now. You figure it out. I'm gonna do my own work. You might already have some idea what my beliefs are, but I don't care what. It doesn't matter to me. It shouldn't matter to you, I should say, what my beliefs are, and your beliefs certainly don't matter to me either. The only thing that matters to me is that you follow a really good process to get there. So that's the only thing I care about. As long as you follow a good process, you're going to arrive at your truth. And you know what? A lot of the time, ladies and gents, that ends up being the universal truth. But let's move on to the market here. We've got a very, very interesting market because we're consolidating at all-time highs, right? We've flipped that $100,000 price zone. We can put a nice kind of box here to represent this general price range. We flipped it. We were previously finding resistance here. We were, not able to do much in this particular price range, and now we're consistently finding support, and we're in a bull flag. There's a little bit of concern that, this didn't end up popping with the crypto executive order. I think a big thing for a lot of people was that there was this expectation for a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and that the United States government was just going to start buying like fucking $5 million of Bitcoin per day or some crazy shit. And that was obviously not going to happen. I mean, I don't think you ever heard me talk about this strategic Bitcoin reserve on this YouTube channel. Maybe the only exception would be if a viewer asked me a question about it, on a live stream. Then obviously those words would come out of my mouth. But otherwise, I literally never talked about it. I never thought about it. I never shilled those kinds of ideas. And you really, again, I tell you guys this fairly regularly because you get duped by so many fucking dickheads in the space. But, there were a lot of people that were telling you that SBR is coming. And, you watching this video probably knew that was ridiculous, right? But, your influencers that you follow don't. And one of the reasons is they are literally that stupid. That's actually a big part of it. But another reason is they want to tell you because, it's better for them. But every time something like this happens, you are missing out on protecting yourself or making money by listening to stupid people like that. And there's a cost there, so you got to keep that in mind. Okay, it's just as important as it is to find people that are worth listening to. It's arguably much more important to cut people off who are not worth listening to. And you've got really easy litmus tests over here. Like if they fail this and they think an SBR was coming, then they're fucking retarded, and you don't have to pay attention to them. Obviously, we were not going to get something like that. It might happen. It certainly might happen. But the people who are saying that it's going to happen on day one or on his inauguration speech or whatever, I mean, they're just like grossly incompetent in the market, and they've let their excitement run way too far ahead of them. And that, that's very, very important to be keeping in mind, so that you don't kind of suffer, consequences where you end up losing money or not making money that, you could have easily kind of done quite well in. So really, really important stuff. Like I said, if you enjoy these kind of takes, if you think that these are useful, then definitely smash up those like and subscribe buttons. Check out all that free cash. Like I said, all you got to do is just deposit and start trading using these links, and you get a ton of free cash to trade with. Any profits you make, you can withdraw. And again, only if you're not from a restricted region. Moving it back to the market here, flipping those support resistance levels, absolutely fantastic. We're stabilizing above this area right now. We haven't really traded above here for this long previously, right? If we kind of measure what we did last time, this was about 3 days that Bitcoin was able to stay above the $100,000 price level, and so far it's been 6 days. So we're double of what we did previously. We're looking very, very good from that perspective. The S&P 500 is very happy with a nice, firm, new all-time high. I was saying that this is kind of what was missing from last time. It's not missing anymore, which is absolutely fantastic. So the S&P 500 is looking good from that perspective there. If we take a look at other altcoins, we've already taken a very, very brief look. Bitcoin's dominance is still going up overall. It is coming down just from earlier today, where it was at like 59.2, 59.3. But, it's still generally in that same uptrend, which is very, very good. It just means that there's going to be great opportunities later on. And it means that if you were badly positioned, you're going to continue to get hit in the bulls. But, if you can weather that, there may be a reward on the other side of it. I don't know. It's always hard to say, but it's crypto. It's just crypto, isn't it? But looking at this market, I mean, all we've got to do is get above these all-time highs. We basically set a double top. That double top didn't shake us out, so that's very, very good news. If we lose this 100,000 level, we're probably coming down to 90 and much lower. But as long as we hold it, which is what we're doing so far, then my eyes are still on this prize up here. And if we can get above, I mean, I gotta make you guys very, very aware. I mean, it's now been, 38 days since we first hit this zone, and found resistance here, and we've now set a double top. I mean, that's a lot. If the market ends up breaking it, the thing that's really, really worth taking into account is, when you get a really very significant breakout, which is, what happened here, with this range at about 70K, if that breakout is significant enough, and it happened down here as well at like 30K, this is the thing, is that if that breakout is significant enough, then you're basically, I mean, you're basically gonna see a huge breakout if it happens, right? I mean, you've been squashed for 7 months trading inside of a 25% price range, super, super tight. I mean, when the resistance is that much of a big deal, you're going to get a big fucking breakout. And that's what happened. I mean, from that breakout point to the next, significant resistance, it was a 2.3x gain. On this occasion here, up to where we are now, not up to the next significant resistance, just up to where we are now, it's already a 50% gain, right? So you're up by 1.5x. So, I mean, really quite important to be keeping this stuff in mind, because we've found resistance here now for a little bit of time. And if we end up breaking it, that reaction could be quite explosive. I mean, we're still broadly in the middle of this breakout, right? The breakout from this range, like this to me is the same. Do you know what I mean? Like this is like market pattern shit. This is really important. What we've got right here is absolutely huge, because I mean, this is, I mean, take a look at this. We've got, a big area of consolidation here, a big area of consolidation here, and then just a little thing in the middle. You know, and that's exactly what I think we're in right now. It's just that I think this thing could happen, 2-3 times until we get the next big one, because now, all of the shit that we've been waiting for has already happened. It might actually take some time, to be honest. And, the big thing that I've been saying on and on and on is that now the holders of Bitcoin, have really shifted patterns quite a bit, and there are less retail holding Bitcoin and more institutions holding Bitcoin. And that's why retail's really upset. It's actually a separate video, and I can make it if you're curious. Just drop a comment saying, what should we call the video? Saying euphoria. Just write euphoria in the comment section, because there is a weird thing going on with euphoria in these markets now. And I've been putting out a couple of tweets about this, and I want to show them to you just to shill my Twitter as well. Check it out if you're interested. It's right here on screen. You can, and it's also obviously linked in the description. But right here, we've got a couple of really, really interesting takes. By the way, free Imran Khan. Anyone that knows about this guy, he's I don't know, man. I support causes like this. I shouldn't talk about it too much on my channel, but Twitter is for that kind of stuff. First of all, I'm sat here wondering why Trump didn't go this hard in his first term. I don't really know why. There's a lot of excuses. I don't think any of them make sense. It might literally just be that he didn't want to. I don't know. But here's something that's interesting that Trump's changing around. The USA was largely irrelevant in the crypto world for years, and it's crazy that that's changed now just inside of a few weeks. I love it, and I do think that it's better all of this shit happens in the USA than Singapore, for example. And then expanding on that, the USA and Dubai will be the future of crypto. I believe that more than 95% of everything that happens in the crypto will just be in these two areas, except for the fact that crypto is international. And of course, another really, really big thing that I think is worth noting, I think it's actually down here in the replies. Let me just see if I can find it. No, not here, although very, very funny that people are blaming Trump for a lot of inflation. By the way, those of you in Dubai, Chipotle is now in Dubai, so welcome. And if you wanna set up in Dubai, then let me know. That's definitely something we can sort out for you. You just reach out to me. But again, I think really, really a very, very bullish time in the market. I think that people have taken a lot of things out of context and just ran with ridiculous ideas with Trump's first few days, but that was to be expected. So far, I think we're looking absolutely fantastic. I think that the potential for a breakout is huge, and I think that the potential for a sustained bull market at this stage is huge. The big thing that I've been saying about BlackRock and so on is that they now own a lot of crypto and retail doesn't, right? And so what we're seeing now is, and I did write it. I don't know why I can't find the tweet. Let me see, because it's bothering me now. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, I just skipped over it. We've got bull market prices right now, but only bear market participants so far, right? The people that are in this space right now are the same people that were in this space when we were in a bear market, right? So nothing's actually changed that much, so far. And I think that's really important because, if you've got a lot of people in this market at very, very high prices that are the same people that were here in a bear market, then very clearly what that means is that, the mass influx that, the entire country of the United States, or at least a large percentage of them, and then obviously the rest of the world as well, which is arguably more important because there's many more people, that influx hasn't come in yet the prices are very high. So, just imagine it. Just imagine how it would look to, your uncle, or I don't know, just somebody that who, isn't super interested in crypto, your barber, or your, if you're a girl, your hairdresser, great examples, where, they've kind of been fading Bitcoin and they're like, I'm not going to get into it. This shit went from 60 to 20. Like, I don't want to buy something that's that volatile. It's just, bullshit nerd internet money. But it keeps on coming back. Crypto's like basically captured the entire fucking world at this point, which is just so strange. I guess this is really what fully going mainstream means, and it's what everybody was talking about. It's I never denied it, but I never read that. I was never on that bandwagon with everybody. I was, all in on Bitcoin. That's one thing, but I didn't like fan the flames and like fucking swing my napkin around in excitement. Like that wasn't me. It felt like a lot of other people were doing that. But we are here, and it turns out, yeah, they were right. Good shit on you if you were one of those fanatics, because I know I wasn't. I was just like, well, it looks like this thing's going up. And I'm gonna stay in because it looks like there might be some profit here. So I don't know. I don't need more than that. That's good enough for me. But obviously, with what we do have now, just a ton of people that are going to be seeing, 120k Bitcoin, potentially 150k, Ethereum at 10k, Ethereum at 15, whatever. And I think that could definitely, cause a lot of FOMO. And my point is that FOMO hasn't even started yet. So I think there's a lot more to go. Obviously, I'm only using words like I think because I'm here on YouTube, but it's very, very clear that there's a lot more to go to me. And I think it's all about being very, very well positioned for all of that as we continue on in this market. And that's why these exchanges are brilliant. Link down below, the sponsors of the channel. They've got huge bonuses for you when you do start trading, and you can just throw those bonuses anywhere. And if they make money for you, then brilliant, you get to withdraw it. So really, really cool stuff there. Well worth checking out with those links in the description. Again, Blowfin, a phenomenal alternative to Bybit. Just check them out if you're not from a restricted region. If you are, then you won't be allowed to use them. But with that, ladies and gents, I really hope you've enjoyed this one. You know exactly what to do. I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.